Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jen and today we are going to be doing my August, oh my god, how is it August, TBR. In the month of August, I think there's a ton of readathons happening, but I think I'm only going to be participating in 2, maybe 3. So I am for sure participating in the Final Book Support Group 48-hour readathon that takes place August 6th and 7th. I am taking part in Polarthon, the fish tourney, that takes place the entire month of August. And if I can, I'm not going to call this out specifically, but if I can get them to fit the prompts, I am going to be participating in the Summer Mixtape readathon, hosted by a bunch of booktubers. I just thought this was a really fun readathon and I really enjoyed the theme. So if I can get something to fit, I'm going to participate, which takes place, I believe, from August 1st to the 14th. In terms of TBR takedown, we are actually doing really well. At least I think so. As of this, which is, we're going to call it August 1st, because I'm done reading for the month of July. We are at 259 unread books. That includes the book haul I just did. That includes the book unhaul I just did, which puts us like 16 less than we had in the beginning of June, which, given the size of my last book haul, I'm totally cool with. We still have about 33-ish, I think, books to read before we hit the goal for the year, but I'm not expecting a ton of new books to come in outside of pre-orders, so I think we are going to destroy that goal. I refuse to believe that we will not. So this is the second video that I will be doing the TBR takedown wheel, which is just a wheel that I created online that is full of 100 prompts that are specifically tailored to me. These are authors that I have multiple books for. This is series that I need to complete. This is books I just need to get read. And some of them are like your more classic prompts. I'm going to leave my July TBR linked somewhere, that has kind of all of my, we'll call them rules and exceptions for the TBR wheel and TBR takedown, which is my, which is what I'm doing to get books off my physical TBR. And I think that's all of the updates that I have. I will be posting a wrap-up. I will be posting a wrap-up in a couple of days that talks about my last month's TBR. I did not complete the books that were put on from the TBR wheel. There were 2 that I did not complete and 1 that I DNF'd. So all of that will, once that's posted, I will link it. And I think that's everything. So we are just going to get on to the spins. Oh, before I forget, for Polarthon, I am going to try to complete this entire graphic, which means I will try to read at least 6 books and complete catching the 30 fish, which is about 3,000 pages. I will also be donating $1 for every 100 pages read to Polar Bears International. Is that what the charity that Jade has set up for Polarthon? I will be donating $1 for every 100 pages I read, with a minimum goal of 3,000 pages. So there are we're gonna do the 7 spins that we normally would normally do, and then I've got a couple extra books that will bring me to that 3,000 page mark. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into spin number 1 and figure out what's first. For spin number 1, we again in this month got Chloe Least, and for that I'm going to be reading Always Only You. This is book 2 in the Bergman Brothers series that I'm obsessed with right now. I gave book 1 in the series 5 stars and am super excited to continue on this series. This is a series that follows the 7 Bergman brothers, most of which are soccer players. This one, however, follows Ren, who is a hockey player. And I don't know a ton else about this. This is a contemporary romance. I am devouring all of the contemporary romance right now. I want to read all of the Chloe Least books. So I'm super excited that this is on my TBR. For spin number 2, I got self-published, which I am going to choose Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown. I don't know a ton about this, except that it has to deal with the Fae and takes place in Budapest. And there's apparently a war. I don't know anything else about this. I have heard some pretty good things from on BookTube lately, specifically from Becca in the Books. So I own the first 3 books in this. I think it's a 6-book series, and I am super excited to get started on this and see if I like it. For spin number 3, we got self-published again, and for that one, I'm going to read The Other Side of the Grave by Janine Frost. This is a Night Huntress novel. Her other part of the series was traditionally published. However, Janine Frost has self-published this. This is book 1 in the Night Huntress series, told from Bones, the hero's point of view. Bones is such an interesting character, and I'm really excited to see how that story unfolds through his perspective, because he is really complex. The Night Huntress series starts with the Night Huntress series starts with Halfway to the Grave, which is a paranormal urban fantasy that follows Kat, who is half vampire and a killer of vampires. And she teams up with Bones, who is a vampire and who is also killing the bad guys. I absolutely adore the Night Huntress books, and so I'm super excited to get to this book through Bones' perspective, and I might just throw in a reread of the other half, or of Halfway to the Grave, just so I can kind of see the difference, but I haven't decided yet. But I'm very excited that this is now on my TBR. For the next spin, we got Kiss Quotient, and for that we are going to be reading The Heart Principle by Helen Huang. This is the 3rd book in the Kiss Quotient series, and potentially, I haven't decided exactly what yet, but this is potentially my read for the 48-hour final book support group readathon, since it is a final book. I don't know a ton about this, except that it follows Quan, and who is the best friend in book 1 and the brother in book 2. I'm excited for him to get a book and to get a story. I was told that this is less rom-com-y and more in your feels, which I'm not going to complain about. I love to be in my feels. So I'm really excited to get to this and to complete this series. The next spin, we got Erin Bowman, who I've actually unhauled both of her books. So I am going to be doing a wheel refresh for September, but it did not come down off of this one, so we will just spin again and see what we get. We got Christina Brighton, and for that I'm going to be reading A Good Duke is Hard to Find. This is a Regency romance, and I don't know a ton else about that. This will be the 3rd Regency romance I've ever read. After her 3rd fiance leaves her at the altar, Lenora is beginning to think she's cursed, and a duke who doesn't want to be a duke. I really like this. I do usually prefer my historicals in a different medium, so I usually like to watch TV or movies, but I do enjoy a good Regency, and these are usually pretty quick and easy to get through, so I'm excited to get to this. Next, we got Avon Gale, who is an author, and I know nothing about them except that they wrote Off the Ice with Piper Vaughn. This is a male-male contemporary hockey romance, and that's all I actually know. It has to do with, there's a teacher involved. This is, I think, a story of an NHL player who goes back to school on the off season and falls in love with this professor. I'm cool with that. I do have books 1 and 2 in the, I think it's called the Hat Trick series. I bought these on a whim. They're very tiny. They're under 300 pages, so I'm excited to check this out. And for our last spin, we got adult fantasy. And for this, I went to my adult fantasy TBR video, which I will link somewhere, to find out what I'm in the mood for. And I've decided to go with For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. And I don't know a ton about this, except I believe it is the second daughter. The back says the first daughter for the throne, the second daughter for the wolf. I believe this is the story of the second daughter, who is basically sent into the woods and sacrificed to the wolf of the Wilderwood in hopes he'll return the world's captured gods. I don't know, I'm in the mood for like a really good like fantasy, and I think there's like a, not heavy, but I think there's like a romance plot in here. So I feel like I might be in the mood for this like a lot. So I'm super excited that it is on my TBR and then I will get to it. And it's chunky because we're trying to get high page counts this month. The other book that I will be reading that is not out yet is Husband Material by Alexis Hall. If you have not heard me gush about boyfriend material, it is a male-male contemporary fake dating romance between two guys who are just so precious. And I just absolutely adore them, and I love that book. And it comes out in like a few days and I cannot wait, and I will be reading it as soon as I have my hands on it. The other book that I'm gonna hopefully read, and this may also be a final book support group contender, is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I read It Happened One Summer in July. I gave it 3 stars. All my thoughts are in my wrap up, but I think I might like this one more, and I already own it, so I just want to read this and get it and have this read so that I can decide. I'm pretty sure Tessa Bailey just isn't for me. This is going to be my 3rd book, but I really enjoyed Hannah and Fox more than I enjoyed Piper and Brendan in the 1st book, so I am very, very excited to get to this, finish off this duology, and figure out if I need to hold on to these books. All right, this is everything on my official TBR Takedown TBR. We have Christina Brighton, A Good Duke is Hard to Find by Christina Brighton for the prompt Christina Brighton. We have Off the Ice by Avon Gale and Piper Vaughn for Avon Gale and Piper Vaughn. We have, what is this book called? Always Only You by Chloe Leese for the prompt Chloe Leese. We have Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown for a self-published book. We also have The Other Half of the Grave by Janine Frost for a self-published book. For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten was an adult fantasy, and The Heart Principle by Helen Huang was for the prompt the Kiss Quotient series. And then the 2 unofficial titles that one I'm for sure reading and is my most anticipated book for the year, my most anticipated book for this month. Comment down below and let me know what your most anticipated read on your TBR is, what new releases are coming out in August that you're really excited for. Please like this video if you have liked it, and subscribe if you have not already. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.